What's going on YouTube? So the Toyota Highlander has long been one of Toyota's most popular vehicles, not to mention one of the most popular mid-size three-row crossovers, period. But the segment is only getting more and more competitive by the day, which is why Toyota is making a bevy of changes this year with a 2023 refresh. We've got new tech, new features, and most importantly, a new engine on board. So is the upgraded Highlander the best choice for you and your family? That's what we're here in Nashville today to find out. So let's get started here by talking about the exterior design as always. Now you're gonna notice much different for 2023. Toyota has basically left well enough alone. This is a very popular product, so they're not gonna make radical design changes. Just like last year, you are gonna have several different grills that you can get with little features tweaked here and there, but the most important difference is if you choose the XSE, that's really gonna change up the entire front end design, and that trim level is still available this year. This is the limited trim level, and that's what you're gonna get with the chrome accents and the gloss black finish on the inside. Let's move over here to our headlights and take a look at these. You're gonna continue to have standard LED headlights across the board. Limited and platinum trim levels will come with projector LED headlights. The turn signal though is going to be incandescent, and then you've got your LED daytime running light. The biggest styling difference I can tell is it looks like the fog lights have turned into a little bit of a square or rectangle shape. They're going to be LED on the LE trim level and above. Let's switch our attention over here to the wheels next. You'll continue to have standard 18-inch alloy wheels in various different finishes. Basically, Toyota gives every trim level a different wheel option until you get up to the XSE trim level, and that's where you're going to get upgraded to 20-inch alloys. This is the limited exclusive 20-inch, basically chrome finish alloy wheel. It's kind of the more luxurious looking, if not a little bit plain option. But a kind of expressive option is the new Cypress green paint color, which we do have on today's example. Let's go ahead and come up here to the mirrors. I do have one new thing to point out, and it's something really requested by a lot of you guys. New power folding. That's going to be on the limited trim level and the platinum trim level. And as far as the other features, those will remain the same this year, including blind spot monitoring on all but the very base L Highlander.
All right guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the side of this refreshed Toyota Highlander. Now in terms of the design, you're going to notice there's really nothing going on different here at the side as compared to a 2022 version. But let's go ahead and talk about the length. We're looking at 194.9 inches in overall length. That places it at the lower end of the segment, so this is one of these smaller three-row vehicles within the segment. Now, as far as some of the design touches, we have body color all the way to the bottom here. We do have some rugged matte black around the wheel archings, and we're going to have chrome trim all around the bottom of the windows, black up here, and we're also going to have silver roof rails. But let's make our way around to the rear design, because this is a refresh. So have they changed anything in terms of the overall look for the Highlander? And unfortunately, I have to say that Toyota really hasn't done much to the design. I don't think it needed a huge refresh, but they really haven't changed much of anything back here. Now, as far as what it looks like though, we have a rear wiper right here and a spoiler up top, and then looking at our taillights. These taillights are going to be the same as before, so they're going to be partially LED. You have an LED brake light as well as LED accenting through here. We have an incandescent turn signal and incandescent reverse light as well. I'm going to be honest, I really wish Toyota would have made these full LED for the refresh. I think it could have made this vehicle look a lot more premium, and a lot in the segment do give you full LED taillights for sure. Now, if we drop down to the lower area, you will notice that we have gray paint for the lower bumper area. That's because we have the limited trim level. It does get different colors depending on which trim level you go for. And speaking of color, we do have a new green color on this model. That is a new feature for 2023. Now, as far as your tow rating is concerned, it's going to stay at 5,000 pounds despite that new powertrain, which we're going to talk about in the powertrain section. So that's certainly something worth noting. Now, of course, this is a family vehicle, so let's go ahead and talk about your safety and warranty information. So for the safety information, you're going to be looking at Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 as standard on every Highlander model. That's going to include forward emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, auto high beams, and adaptive cruise control. Now for your warranty, it's going to be Toyota Signature Warranty, 3-year 36,000-mile basic warranty, 5-year 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, plus 2 years of complimentary maintenance. But guys, I won't leave you in suspense any longer. I know there's some changes on the inside when it comes to technology, so let's go ahead and check those out.
So walking up to this refreshed Highlander, you will continue to find a standard smart entry system across all models. It does have the Highlander branding on it. Just reach behind the handle to unlock and you'll see those new mirrors fold out. So there's a quick look inside of the refreshed interior, and let's go ahead and climb inside and take a look at all those good details. Now before we get into all those updates and details, let's talk about our interior color and material choices. So taking a look here at our seats, L and LE continue to come with cloth seating. The XLE comes with soft tex leatherette as well as the XSE. However, if you choose either the Limited or the Platinum, you're going to get the real leather that you see here today. The Platinum does come with some exclusive quilting details versus this one, but it is the same leather, and as you can see, we do have nice perforation on board. As far as the color options, we have the choice between black, gray, or beige, and if you choose the Platinum, you get an exclusive glazed caramel option. And if you choose the XSE, you get a special black and red combination. Now turning over here to your seats, you do have a 10-way power adjusting seat with 2-way lumbar support. If we come up here to our door trim, we've got a nice leather material that runs all through here as well as through the middle portion. Limited and Platinum grades come with the faux wood accents. Limited and Platinum also come with 2-person memory seating. It is soft touch along the top. All 4 of the windows are one-touch automatic. As we move to the upper dashboard, right above the gauges is going to be hard touch. However, everything else is going to be soft touch with a stitching detail. We've got a faux aluminum accent through the middle, more of this leatherette and the matching color to the seats that runs all through there, as well as along the center console for your knees to rest against. Now to start up, put your foot on the brake and press the standard button. Now you're not going to have to wait long to see a big 2023 update with this model. That's going to be your digital gauge cluster. So basically what's going on here is every trim level gets upsized. So if it previously had a 4.2-inch multifunction display, now it's got a 7-inch multifunction display. If it previously had the 7-inch, now it has the 12.3-inch full digital cluster. So that's going to be the Platinum and the Limited trim levels. And it does change design when you switch drive modes. Very nice looking display. Now, if you want a head-up display, you will have to choose the fully loaded Platinum model. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, this is the signature Highlander design. Nicely leather wrapped on all but the base model, and it will also be heated on the Platinum and the Limited trims. It is manual adjusting across the lineup. Let's go ahead and take a look at interior storage next. So there have been some changes in this area. So if we slide back this console here, you're going to notice we do have a little tray here. This also slides. This can be removed like so, and you can toss that off to the side. And you'll see this is huge, absolutely enormous. Goes all the way down there. And there's our coupons. They're swallowed up like absolutely nothing. So high marks in that regard. We've also got our 2 cup holders right there. We've got a new storage kind of modified shape here. We've also got new USB-Cs this year. And then you remember the Highlander has this signature storage shelf system, which has always been very unique to this model and very practical. And Toyota's made it even better this year because the wireless phone charging pad, standard on XLE and above, is included up here instead of previously it was in this console. So now it's a more convenient location. You can just hop in, throw your phone right up there. Let's take a look at our shifter. As you can see, it continues to be a nice traditional style unit. Pull back for drive, bump to the left if you want to shift manually. We don't have paddle shifters on the steering wheel of this model. And when we go into reverse, this is going to bring up our 360-degree camera system. This is going to be standard on the Platinum, optional on the Limited trim level. And as you can see, you do have the active guidelines, and you can do the perimeter scan function using the buttons over there on the side. Back behind the shifter, you do have your electronic parking brake with your brake hold function. This will be your drive mode controller and your 4-wheel drive setup. Let's move on up to our climate controls. We do have a standard 3-zone automatic climate control setup on board, so you adjust your zone or your temperatures right there. You can also adjust the back independently using the separated buttons that you see right there. Very simple and easy to use. 3-stage heated seats are going to be included as standard equipment on the XLE trim level and above. Seat ventilation will be included on the Limited and above. All right, so let's go ahead and come up here to another big tech enhancement for 2023. This is our 12.3-inch display. That was already available last year, but what is new is the fact that it is running Toyota's new multimedia infotainment system. This new software is going to be a lot faster. You do have the built-in and over-the-air updated navigation system, which looks quite nice. And importantly, standard Android Auto and standard Apple CarPlay across both screen sizes. So the other screen is going to be 8 inches. That's going to be included on the L trim through the XSE. Rising up from that, we do have an auto-dimming mirror with HomeLink universal remote. It would be a rear camera mirror system on the Platinum trim level. And let's take a look up here at the top, see what we get. For the moonroof, it is going to be a standard size unit for the Limited trim level. As a matter of fact, it will also be included on the XLE trim level. And if you want a large panoramic sunroof, you can get that, but you're going to have to choose the Platinum.
All right, guys, come on back here and join me in the refreshed 2023 Toyota Highlander. Now, as far as a refresh goes, you're going to have the same amount of space. So we're looking at 41 inches of legroom, 39.4 inches of headroom. If you're curious as to how that compares to its rivals, it's going to be a little bit less than Telluride and Palisade. It is larger than current generation Honda Pilot, though. So that's something worth noting, is the current gen Pilot does have less space in this, and it's going to be very spacious overall. As you can see on this Limited model, we do have captain's chairs that can slide forward and back as well as recline. So that's definitely a very nice touch. And the captain's chairs are going to be standard on XLE trims and above. Here in the center, we're going to have our own climate controls, so you can adjust your temperature right here in the middle. Drop down below that, we have 2 USB Type-C ports. That is a nice feature, and we do also have a household style outlet underneath of that. Now, as far as some of the features that you're going to get, no heated rear seats for this Limited. That's still going to be reserved for the Platinum model exclusively. And then turning to your door trim, we do have a very nice rear window sunshade. That's going to be a nice feature included on the Limited. We do also have some wood trim down below that. Nice padded armrest that's leather wrapped, and bottle storage down in the very bottom. And you buy a Highlander because you need the third row. So let's go ahead and get back there. Toyota's made it real easy. You just grab the lever and it slides forward. All right. And sitting back here in the, the third row of the Highlander, you might be able to tell it's a little bit tight. Do keep in mind the seat is adjusted all the way back. That said, the Highlander has been and continues to be one of the smallest third rows in the segment. 27.7 inches of legroom, which does make this smaller than Telluride, Palisade, Pilot. So it's going to be one of the smallest offerings. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for a Highlander. The third row is going to be for smaller people, not full-size adults. Now, as far as features, we do have cup holders, 2 on each side. We do also have vents integrated up in the roof, so that's a nice touch. I do not see any USB ports in the third row, so that's something worth noting. And walking up to the tailgate area, we're going to have a standard power tailgate on all but the very base model. And new for 2023, Toyota is including the hands-free abilities on XLE as well as XSE trim levels. So that's a nice feature to come down from the Limited and Platinum trim levels. Now, of course, we do have the Limited today, so we just kick our foot under the bumper to open it up. And as you can see, it does open up quite well. Now, as far as the space is concerned, we're looking at 16 cubic feet behind the third row seats. If we fold those down, we're looking at 48 cubic feet. And then as a maximum, we're looking at 84 cubic feet in this Highlander model. So it is worth noting that if you're going for a hybrid model, that actually does not reduce your cargo capacity down at all. So that's something worth noting if you're wanting that best fuel economy figure. And as far as how it compares to the rivals, that's going to be right on par with most of the rivals, although just a tad bit less than Palisade and Telluride. Now, as far as features are concerned, you're not going to have a power folding third row on any Highlander model, so you just reach up, fold the seat down that way. You do need to fold down the headrest. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I don't have time to figure it out because we're on a very limited time frame, but you can fold the seat down manually like that. No power folding third row is available. Passenger seat is going to be power adjusting on this limited trim level. No power lumbar support though. If we pop open the glove box, it's actually not dampened. That's kind of surprising to me. I don't know if that's because this is a pre-production vehicle or not, but it is not dampened. As far as our coupons, they do fit in here perfectly fine. Up top, there's a little storage there. We also have a nice sun visor, lighting, as well as the ability to detach as well as extend.
All right, now it's time to check under the hood and talk about that update that Toyota has made for 2023. So let me find that there. Looks like we do have the prop stick. It's rather toasty underneath there. I kind of burned my hand a little bit. Toyota could go ahead and upgrade that to one of the hydraulic arms if you ask me. Nevertheless, let's talk about this right here. So as Mason moves in, you're gonna see turbo stamped across there because gone is the 3.5 liter V6 engine. In its place is the new 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is a similar unit to what you see, or what we have shown you guys in the Lexus RX as well. This model is gonna be making 265 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. So that's actually going to be down 30 horsepower from the previous V6, but up 17% on torque. And Toyota is talking a lot about reduced emissions, which is a big focus with this new turbo engine. As far as your transmission, you do have an 8-speed automatic transmission paired to this powertrain, and you also have available torque vectoring all-wheel drive on your upper end trim levels. Continuing on for 2023 is unchanged hybrid system as well. That will continue to make 243 horsepower and deliver up to 36 miles per gallon. Let's also talk about the fuel economy with this turbocharged model, because I can tell you about that. Toyota says this will get up to 25 miles per gallon combined, which is going to match the previous V6 offering, but again, put out less emissions. Now at this point, you guys know the drill. We want to show you guys the latest content as quickly as possible. That does mean we are under a driving impressions embargo. So we're not going to go for a drive quite yet. We are going to go for a drive October 18th. So when you come back to our channel, and we will show you guys how this new turbo motor performs out on the road versus the previous V6. You don't want to miss that. I'd say it's a critical point in making your decision about what model you want to buy in this class of vehicle. Let's also talk about the pricing. So let me pull out my phone here and tell you about the updated pricing this year. So the L is going to start at $36,420. So that's your new base price for front wheel drive. It's going to escalate through a lot of different trim levels until we get to the Platinum, which is going to start at $49,075 again with front wheel drive. The hybrid models are going to be about $1,000 more expensive than their equivalent gas-powered alternative.
Well guys, thanks so much for joining us on this in-depth review of the 2023 Toyota Highlander Limited. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, please hit that subscribe button down below. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and check out our merch store. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.